Kids heading back to school in Florida, well, just as the Zika virus has spread to Miami, but experts warning Gulf states most at risk. To family physician Jennifer Caudle. Doctor, you and I spoke before, and every time you're on the air, it feels like this thing is the scope of it is gradually increasing, and the threat of it feels like it's increasing as well.
That's right. You're actually right. And it's so funny, Charles. I was thinking about the same thing, because every time we do talk about this, we're moving everything a step further. It has spread each and every time that we've talked about this. And that's really what the concern is that the Zika virus will continue to spread. That's what I'm concerned about as a physician. And I know that's what we're concerned about as a nation as well.
You know, I guess one of the issues here is because it's in these tropical climates. For instance, Puerto Rico, I spoke to someone in charge of tourism there. I spoke to the Miami mayor. I know they're between a rock and a hard place. They don't want to be too alarmist because their bread and butter is tourism, but at some point we got to give it to us straight. We've got to, I guess, make these areas where we're trying to stop this thing from spreading larger and more intense. How do we pull that off without scaring the public?
Well, I think what we should always do is deal with facts. I mean, as a physician, it's what I do. As a person, it's what I do. Let's deal with the facts. And the facts are simple. We know that most parts of this country that we live in have the types of mosquitoes that can actually transmit Zika. That means the potential for further spread does exist. The other thing is we know that we have some ongoing transmission in not only the Wynwood area, but certain areas of Miami Beach and Florida. And the CDC has recommended that pregnant women in particular stay away from these areas and actually avoid all areas with active transmission. What we have to do is abide by these regulations. It is so important, because I think one thing that we don't often think about is really what it means if a child is actually born with microcephaly, which can be a consequence if a mother were to transmit it to her baby. You know, we're talking about potentially a population of children who not only have small heads and small brains, but these are children who may not be able to see or hear or talk or walk, who may have learning disabilities. So what I really want us to do is to look at the big picture here. You know, yes, there are so many implications of this condition, but we're talking about lives here. We're talking about a generation of children that may need a lot of resources.
Dr. Caudle, I agree with you, and I appreciate it. Thank you very much. We appreciate it.
Thank you.